What is going on, you stark raving lunatics? Guys, there's a lot going on at Luna Classic, but the important thing was the market dumped overnight. And we got to figure out why, and we got to figure out what is going on. I'm going to try to explain to you exactly what's going on. Listen, nothing about anything that I've said to you before about Luna Classic going out of its mind, parabolic, any of that has changed. Nothing has changed. This is just another indicative dip in the market that you see all of the time because derivatives traders, they still control everything in this market. Now, if you like this content, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified of future content. Make sure that you leave a comment down below letting me know that you are part of the Luna Classic Lunatic Fringe. Now, guys, this is what the chart's going to look like. I'm going to show you what it is here. I'm going to run an ad, of course, and then we're going to move on because we don't have a whole lot to cover. Nothing new with Duquan, nothing new with Terraform Labs. We should get some updates on court proceedings today and find out a little bit more about the extradition in which the United States government is obviously paying off a foreign entity because they want Duquan in order to try him for crimes against South Korea, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, but that's where we are in the United States of America. So without further ado, this is what the chart looks like right now. So what we expected to see happen, by the way, was a retest down here at the bottom, and we got the retest down here at the bottom, which is exactly what we wanted. And then we bounced up to the 0.382 line, and then I told you that if we get a bounce and a back test right here, that we were going to bounce up, and we were on our way. Well, we didn't. We ended up getting whatever this catastrophic event was with a massive sell-off overnight. That massive sell-off went all the way down to the 618, almost 618, which, man, that's exactly what you want to see because that's the solid retest that you're getting, which leads us to where we are right now. Where we are right now is that dip got bought way back up very, very quickly, about a 10% move. This was a gigantic dip, guys. I do want to stress this. This was an incredible dip. Hundreds of millions of longs got liquidated in this move. So, but now we have this pattern playing out right here. Now, you might be asking yourself, what's going to happen with this pattern? Well, I'm here to tell you that this is probably downward momentum, and it could be indicative of the entire market doing that. If we look around, we get Bitcoin's still kind of waning to the bottom. We're not really getting the upside move for the recovery that we would be looking for. So somebody out there took out around 50 to 60 billion dollars in the overnight market, and it has not come back in. We saw, and by the way, when I say 50, this was more like 100 billion that came out of the market at a moment's notice, and then some of it came back in. So this was an incredible move, the likes of which you really do get to see. You don't really, I mean, you look at the size of these wicks, and this is one of the biggest ones. So the question now is what's going to happen? Well, it looks like to me that there's more downside. And when I quantify that, then I want to point out, like, I'm not just giving you the oh no, something bad might happen. I went back here and I looked at, what is our tendency when we see those big candles with the wicks like that? So the first time that happened, we got a nice move to the upside, right? But we got very low downward pressure, and then it just immediately started to spike up. Well, we didn't see that here. We're seeing it start to wane a little bit more. So moving back here a little bit more, you can see that there are, every once in a while, you get these big moves, right? But then it starts to wane, and when it wanes, that's downside momentum. So we could have a little bit of downside momentum in the next little while. Now, it does not mean that it's it's entirely the case. When we see these big events, which you see a couple of them over here, which were basically just liquidity sweeps, right? But you look at this, you get the downward move, and then you get this. If it goes sideways and then it starts to pick upwards, then you come back up and you correctly cover that range, right? So that's the best case scenario. Now, moving forward to what you're seeing right here, this pressure, you see the wicks are coming in at the top still. The wicks are coming in telling me that the bears are in control and they are pushing down on the price. And every time the bulls pump that price back up, the bears are selling off. So with that being the case, I expect to see probably more downside, which means that you have an opportune moment to pick up a final bag, maybe in this range right here, before it comes back up for a retest. Then we bounce off of it, and then we come and make our way back up. That's what it looks like is going to happen. USTC looks no different. In fact, it looks a little bit weaker right now. We had a little bit of buy pressure down here at the bottom, but it quickly got swept up. When you look at the volume, $416 million in Terra Classic and $219 million on USTC. Just still a great. What is going on, everybody? It is bull run season. The perfect time to increase your portfolio and the amount of crypto you're hodling with Cryptonomy's staking, and this is an ideal place for it. With Cryptonomy, you can use the exchange at any time and fix the value of your assets in stablecoins or other assets without any fees. Assets in fixed staking or launch pools serve as collateral, can be quickly converted to USDT or other currency if you need it. And you can contact support just in case you need that for quick assistance. And it's an excellent time for the launch pool as the main profit comes from the token price growth. Now, you've seen me do this, and I'm going to show you what my earnings have been so far with the launch pool. Fantastic. And I'm going to show you a little bit about the flexible. Cryptonomy fulfills commitments faster than 1 year with an average contract duration of 4 to 6 months. The best offer in the last 2 to 3 years due to the current market growth. So let me show you guys real quick what I'm talking about right here. This, as you can see on the screen, is my assets. And we're going to look right here. Details on my Tether. So far, I've accrued interest of $64 off of $4,345 that I put in there. By the way, some of your cryptos aren't even as well. XRP, 57 XRP I've accrued. Ethereum, 0.024 Ethereum. Not insignificant, I don't think. 0.002 Bitcoin. And I put in a couple of stakes here on Bitcoin. So just for clarity's sake here, 0.003 Bitcoin. We've got about 0.01 Bitcoin right now. I want to say that's roughly $400 for that right now. But the big thing is the launch pool. I'm going to show you the launch pool right here. My accrued interest. I went into the bronze package. And if you remember, we did this a couple of days ago. And I'll show you real quick what we picked here. We had gone into the bronze package, which is basically investing across the board on all new launches. We did this a little over a week ago. So we got in on Chain Flip, which was a 2x. We got Friend, which was a 5x. We got Earn, which was an 8x. And we had Heim, which was about a 1.09x. Now, what was my total profit off of this? Just staking this, $7,904 USD. So, guys, check out Cryptonomy Finance today. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. Volume. So there's a lot of people looking for trades there. Now, full disclosure, I did stake with Lunc Live for we just had that conversation the other day, and I said we were going to do some continue staking. And what I did was I ended up staking. I think if you hit manage this, Luna Classic, go. Oh, let's do our manuals here. Ugh. So I've got 2.5 million staked with Lunc Live. I've got 10 million staked with all nodes. I've got 2.1 with the Lunc Dev Fund, and then 48,000 with node stake. I'm not sure who that was, but I want to be supportive of them. So I moved what I had at the time at that point. Still sitting on about 1.7 million to make flips back and forth when I flip it back from USTC to Luna Classic. Still sitting on that to try to accumulate total holding right now about 16 million. So good times, right? But guys, the important thing here is this is, and I want to be specific here, tell you what's coming. All right, so what I played out is a little bit more downside momentum. I think this market is probably going to dip a little bit more. The U.S. market's about to wake up. They're probably not going to be happy with the situation. They're probably already up, but they're not going to be happy with the situation, and they'll probably do some selling off too, try to push down the price. Remember, 38.5 was a point of contention at one point. I told you guys before, if we have that sell-off event, that we probably come down to about 33,000. I don't think that this is the sell-off event. I think this is the event that flips us back up and takes us to 48,000 because we got a massive liquidity sweep. But if not, and if this continues, now I do want to point out prices are holding. Guys, remember, we are up 3x right now from where we were just a month or so ago. So, it should be noted that even in this dip, we are still way up. So there's a lot of buy pressure still coming into this market. Could be that we are continuing to soar. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell to be notified of future content. And this is not financial advice. My name is Believes. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.